Subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to never miss an update.
I would say Masters Union is like a Mahakumbh. There is a high level immersion every day with industry and academia. That's the way I look at it.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another very interesting session today. We are going to be talking to someone who's a veteran of the automobile industry. We are going to talk to him about how to build a career, about how to navigate different companies, different sectors. We're also going to talk about how his early education shaped his career and his personality over the years. So I want to welcome Mr. Arun Malhotra, whose last assignment was as the managing director of Nissan Motors India, and is now doing some very interesting work in the field of education. He's an IIM Calcutta grad back in 1983. Sir, welcome to this discussion.
Thank you.
All right. Mr. Malhotra, my first question is obviously around your time at IIM Calcutta, and what was IIM Calcutta back in 1983?
So, when people ask me, when did you pass out or when did you finish your education or when you started your job, I always tell them I started my job 15 days before Kapil Dev won the World Cup for India.
Wow.
That's the way I introduce it. But having said that, in the late 70s, early 80s, the economy was very closed.
Right.
So one of the reasons that there were three IIMs at that time, Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Calcutta, and Bangalore also was a recent addition. Just 3 years back it had come. So one of the objectives of getting into IIM those days was that if you get into IIM, you get a job from day one after passing out. That was the only reason a lot of people went to IIMs, because at that time, it was very known that people had to wait for jobs for 2 years, 3 years. There was no concept of placements, other things. And you had these old movies of Satyajit Ray or Manoj Kumar, which showed highly qualified engineers, highly qualified employed people who are not running for a job for 2-3 years.
Right.
So that was the scenario at that point of time.
Sure.
But IIM Calcutta, I think one of the things which one realized, and I realized it in a more difficult manner, that from the day one thought that one has got into IIM Calcutta, there were only two profile of people who were generally there that time. Either they were very, very brilliant, or they were very hardworking.
Right.
Or they were a combination of brilliance and hardworking.
Who got the best jobs, sir? The brilliant guys or the ones who worked really hard?
The best jobs actually went to people who had strong, along with a certain sense of brilliance, which everybody was, but a strong interpersonal social skills.
Right.
And who could say the soft skills were stronger. Those people got the better jobs, and they were the people who actually did well in the future career also. So that was the look. So that has not changed much, if you ask me, because companies which were there look for more well-rounded personalities.
Over time, Mr. Malhotra, and you worked at some of the marquee automobile companies in India in your career. You've handled teams, you've headed teams, and you also have recruited young people to run various operations within the business. What has been your experience hiring students from B schools, from outside B schools for various roles? And what is it that you look for?
There's a sense that 3-4 attributes one looks for when you are hiring people. One is that they have a certain sense that, they have a certain drive and intensity. Second is a sense of positivity. A lot of people are positive. We know we have problems, but we can overcome them with hard work, commitment.
Right.
That is one area we look at. Third is try to judge how can the person fit in a group, in a circle. Because, when you go to a company, an organization, unlike when you're in college, you have the same profile of people you're meeting. When you go to a company, you have dealers, you have vendors, you have seniors, you have people with low educational background.
Right.
You have customers who are not like you. So your ability to adjust, accommodate, and to get along with people who are not like you, that's an attribute which one looks at. And these attributes have remained relevant even today. They haven't changed with time.
Sir, from understanding the Indian customer as a potential buyer of automobiles to understanding the Indian customer as a potential buyer of education, now you are at Masters Union, you are heading academics here. What do you feel, do these aspirations, these objectives, this drive to do really well exists in the student of today, and what is he looking for, in your opinion?
So the drive does exist. What I find students today, they are more confident, they are more aware what they want to do, and they generally are able to move out of comfort zone. Because initially at that point of time, people are looking for safe jobs, safe careers. Now people want to join startups, even want to start their own business. So that's the positive part.
Right.
But the one part where I would imagine, I would say more is I need more intensity. They are the ones who go ahead. I've seen it in my last 3 decades when I look at people who are, who are very bright, but who couldn't make it at the top, and people who are generally not the most brightest, but they made it. But the one is intensity, involvement, initiative. These are things which drive a person forward. So that's an important part.
In your journey as well, you've seen education from various viewpoints. You've been a part of IIM Calcutta when it was still in its younger years. Beyond that, after that as well, you've got an executive education from some of the top universities across the world. You've gone to Kellogg's, you've gone to Harvard. You've seen how education is being meted out there as well. What were some of your learnings from these, and how are you incorporating those into the program design here at Masters Union?
So, when I went to Harvard and Kellogg's, twice I've been there as you could say I've studied for executive management program, and once now I've gone to Columbia University a year back. One thing which I find is the interaction or the closeness working between industry and academia is very strong abroad, which is not that strong here. It's improving. It's improving. But you need a very strong interface between academia and industry. Second, what I find is the curriculum, the changes in the curriculum which are happening in those universities are absolutely latest. They are preparing people for the future. Here, sometimes we lag. We believe past success cannot be a investment for the future. Past success is good. So here we probably our changes in the management institutions is slower. And this people moving from industry to academia to industry is very strong there. And that's somewhat I still believe they are still watertight compartments to some extent. Although there's improvement, but if I compare with the Kellogg and Harvard or any of the Ivy League with the Indian universities, I think that is the reason why Indian universities or the best management institutions are still not in the top 10 in the world. Otherwise, there's no reason. If you look at the quality of students, their knowledge, their interesting, they should be. So that's one gap which I clearly see.
Right. So take us through how you're trying to bridge that gap at Masters Union. How are you? And I completely agree that, corporate and academia are working in silos in India even now. How are you trying to remove them from silos and interact a lot more with each other, and hence benefit the students a lot more?
If you look at in Masters Union, one of the things which is focused on a major part of the curriculum, the course, is done by people who are either industry practitioners or academicians who have had a strong, you can say, interplay with industry.
Right.
So you have 70 to 80% focus on people who are part of the industry, who are confronted with the same challenges, the same problems, who have gone through the same drill and who have proved themselves. So one thing which we are trying to do clearly here is get people, and the location of Masters Union in Gurgaon helps a lot. People who are in various fields who can add. Like we're getting a course in market research. The best person in market research will take that course. Right. We're getting a course in finance, somebody who's in investment banking themselves. So this is something we are trying to see that what the current trends are or the current expectations of the industry, they are captured in the curriculum. And then along with that, there are various boot camps held, which are maybe shorter duration, but we take up a topic, and every boot camp, there is some outcome to it. That it's like a guerrilla camp. So that's another part. Third is every week, a major industry spokesperson or a speaker will come here and will talk of his journey, and there'll be a very one-to-one interaction with the students they can gain. So there's a lot of immersion, you can say.
Right.
I would say Masters Union is like a Mahakumbh. There is a high level immersion every day with industry and academia. That's the way I look at it.
So how is this different from so many other international MBA colleges that exist in India? They focus on teaching through case studies. That's been the accepted method of learning over the years in the Indian style of management education. So how is this different compared to those other programs that exist in the market?
The whole idea of case study. The case study is that you have to be part of the real life problems. But I think what is being done here is also you are talking on the fundamentals before a lot. before you get to the case study. And the second part in the case studies, you're trying to ignite people, initiate people so that they come out with new ideas. And industry practitioners, very successful industry practitioners, they give that, can they play the role of I would say, a Zubeen Mehta you should have in an orchestra, symphony, that how do you symphony? Otherwise it can become in a class. If you don't coordinate well, it can become a cacophony. But I think what is important is a lot of people who have really earned this spurs in industry, for them, there is a wish to give back something to society or to ignite college. So we are attracting a lot of talent. Some of the professors, some of the people who are coming and taking classes here, unbelievable. You cannot imagine these people are the most, sought after speakers in any forum in the country. They are taking their time, attention to come and take classes. Professor Mir Mankad coming from USA, Professor Jalakar, who's been part of the RBI policies, he's teaching economics. Somebody who's teaching investment banking. We have Mr. Manoj Kohli, who's been the architect of the entire telecom revolution. We'll be going to take the next session. For them, there's a desire more than anything else is to give back to the students.
What are the skills that you feel the industry expects from students, and how do you think a place like Masters Union will be able to deliver those?
There's a unique saying these days. In India, there is no unemployment. Either people are employable or they are unemployable.
Right.
Similarly, for the corporate world, I did some consultancy projects with the leading, placement consultancy, and I have realized that biggest frustration is not getting the people, the profile of people which the company wants.
Right.
So I would believe in India, we are still in a situation where supply is less than demand, but you need a particular profile. That's where the challenge is. So I would say for any person who has the commitment, who has the drive, opportunities are galore. Opportunities is not a constraining point in India.
Right.
Fortunately, we are in a growing economy. Now you talked of certain attributes. There are some attributes which are very basic, which will remain always relevant. The interest, involvement, intensity, initiative, and innovation. And this is like Maslow's hierarchy. You have to go through the entire chain.
Right.
You can't go to innovation straight. It's not saying like Mahendra Singh Dhoni, I'm sure he didn't practice his helicopter shot, the first shot he played in cricket. He must have done it after doing all the things.
Right. So last question, and this is related to your experience. Supposing in any of your roles, you've hired two trainees. One is from one IIM, the other is from another IIM, two top business schools. Now, what is it that distinguishes the good ones from the bad ones when they are hired first into their first job out of B school? What in your mind is that one attribute which differentiates the good from the great?
So, good from the great is people who are ready to go beyond the call of duty. My company expects this from me.
Right.
But what can I do to delight? There is a concept called customer satisfaction, and there's a concept called customer delight.
Right.
What is something which I can go beyond the call of duty? I've seen people who have risen very strongly in their career. They have a strong passion to overshoot what is expected of them.
Right.
And a lot of companies in their KRAs, they're saying they give A pluses to people, only those not part of what their target was, what the achievement was. What did they do which was not expected of them?
I think that one line that really stayed with me after this conversation is around how you said that in India, there is nobody who's unemployed. There are only those who are employable and those who are unemployable. And the more students who realize this, they will be able to get out of the victim mindset, and they'll get into a mindset where the actual decision stays with them. If they upgrade on skills, they enroll for the right programs, they will be able to skill themselves enough and make themselves employable enough. And then these unemployment statistics won't matter because they will not be a part of that. Thank you so much, Mr. Arun Malhotra, for your time. We appreciate what insights you brought in, and I hope students can learn from it. Cheers.
Thank you very much. Thank you.